gone. You know, honey, our sex life didn't just peter out in the usual way. It was cut off short, you know, long before the natural time for it too, but it's gonna revive again, I'm confident, honey. Well, that's what I'm keeping myself attractive for, Brick. For the time when you'll see me again like other men see me, honey. Oh yeah, they still see me, Brick. They still see me, honey, and they like what they see. Why some men, why they'd even give their right arm to, oh, Brick, look! How high my body has stayed on me, honey. Nothing is falling on me, Brick, not a fraction. Other men still see me, honey. Yes, my face may look strange sometimes, but I have kept my figure as well as you've kept yours, and men still like it, honey. I still turn heads on the street. Why, last week in Memphis, everywhere that I went, men's eyes just burned holes in my clothes, honey. Everywhere, honey, at the boule, the restaurants and department stores. Why, there wasn't a man I met or passed by on the street that didn't just eat me up with his eyes, or have to stop and turn around and take a look back at me when I passed them by. Why, at Alice's party for her New York cousins, do you know what happened? The best-looking man in the room followed me right upstairs to the powder room and tried to force his way inside with me. Followed me right up to the door and tried to force his way in.
Why didn't you let him in, Maggie?
Because I'm not that common, for one thing, not that I wasn't tempted to. You'd like to know who it was? It was Sonny Boy Maxwell.
Oh, Sonny Boy Maxwell. He was a good end runner back in the day. Until he hurt his back, had to quit playing. It was too bad.
Oh, well, he has no injury now, no wife either, and he still has a lech for me.
Well, then I see no reason to lock him out of a powder room in that case.
And have someone catch me at it, honey? I am not that stupid. Now, listen here, I might cheat on you sometime with someone since you are so insultingly eager for me to do so, but you can be damn sure if I do, it will be in a place and time where only me and the man will know it. Because I am not about to give you any excuse to divorce me for being unfaithful or anything else.
Maggie, I wouldn't divorce you for being unfaithful or anything else. Don't you know that? I'd be relieved that you'd find yourself a lover.
Well, I'm not going to take any chances, honey. I'm just going to stay on this hot tin roof.
Well, a hot tin roof is an uncomfortable place to stay on.
Well, that's all right, honey. I will just stay on it as long as I have to.
Well, you could leave me, Maggie.
I don't want to, and I will not, Rick. You hear me? Besides, honey, you don't have a cent to pay for it, but what you get from Big Daddy, and he's dying of cancer.
Big Mama just said the report said he was okay.
That's because she got the same report that they gave him, and she was just as taken in by it as he was. Poor old things. But they are telling her the truth tonight. Right after Big Daddy goes to sleep, they are telling her that he is dying of cancer. It's terminal and malignant.
Does Big Daddy know?
Hell, do they ever know it? Nobody ever just says you're dying. You have to fool them, honey. They have to fool themselves.
Why?
Why? Because human beings dream of life everlasting. Only most wanted on earth and not in heaven. That's the reason. Oh, here they are. Figure out what I'm gonna do here, honey. What's it, honey? This is it, you know. This is Big Daddy's last birthday, honey. May and Gooper. Oh, May and Gooper, they know it, honey. They know it because they got the first report from the Oxnard Clinic, honey, and they rushed down here with their whole screaming tribe because do you know something, honey? Big Daddy's never had any will at all, honey, so this whole campaign is afoot to impress him as forcibly as possible with the fact that you drink and I've born no children. Oh, but you know, honey, I am fond of Big Daddy, you know. I am genuinely fond of that old man.
I know that you are, Maggie.
You know, because I've always admired him in spite of his coarseness and his four-letter words and so forth. You know, Big Daddy is who he is, and he makes no bones about it. You know, he hasn't turned gentleman farmer yet. He's still a Mississippi country boy, as much a country boy as he must have been when he was just the overseer here on the old Jack Straw and Peter Ocello place. But then he got a hold of it here, honey, and it turned it into the biggest and the finest plantation in the Delta. But this is Big Daddy's last birthday, and I'm sorry about it. Oh, but I'm facing the facts, honey. It takes money to take care of a drinker, and that is the office I've been elected to lately.
You don't have to take care of me.
Yes, I do, honey. Two people in the same boat got to take care of each other. And aren't you going to want money when the Echo Spring supply is exhausted, or will you be satisfied with the 10-cent beer? All right, now listen, honey. May and Gooper are trying to freeze us out of Big Daddy's estate, but we can defeat that plan, Brick. We are going to defeat that plan, here. You know, Brick, you know I've been so damn disgustingly poor all my life, honey. That is the truth.
I know, Maggie.
Always having to suck up to people I couldn't stand because they had money and I was as poor as Job's turkey. You don't know what that's like, honey, but I will tell you. It's like you'd feel 1,000 miles away from your Echo Spring, huh? And you could only get back to it on that broken ankle, without a crutch. That's what it feels like to be as poor as Job's turkey. Always having to suck up to relatives you hated because they had money and all I had were a bunch of hand-me-down clothes and a few old molded 3% government bonds, honey. My daddy, huh? My daddy fell in love with his liquor like you fell in love with your Echo Spring. Oh, and my mother. My poor mother just trying to maintain some semblance of a position, you know, trying to keep up the appearances on that old, on that income here of $150 a month in those old government bonds. Why, honey, you know the year I came out, the year I made my debut, I only had 2 dresses. One my mother made from a patent in Vogue and the other from some snotty rich cousin I couldn't stand. And oh, honey, my wedding gown. Honey, the gown of marriage in was my grandmother's. So there. That's it, Rick, all right? That is why I feel all the time like a cat on a hot tin roof, yeah?
How you, Mr. Brick? How you feeling?
Brick, you can be young and without money, but you cannot be old without it. You know, honey? Because to be old without money, it is just too awful a thing to think about. You can either be one or the other, either young or with money, Brick. But you cannot be old without it. That is the truth. All right, honey, I'm all dressed, right? I'm all dressed up here, Brick, with nothing else to do. What am I? Probably throw on some jewelry. You know, Brick, honey, I've been doing a lot of thinking here, and then I realize now where I made my mistake. Made my mistake, Brick, when I told you about that thing with Skipper. I never should have confessed that, honey.
Maggie, you got to shut up about Skipper.
It's fatal error on my part, but honey, listen, you got to understand that Skipper and I...
Don't mistake me saying this quietly.
Brick.
You've got to shut up about Skipper.
Brick.
There's something that
Brick.
ought not to be messed with.
Brick.
It's dangerous.
Brick, I am going to finish what I have to say to you now, all right? Brick and Skipper and I, Brick, we made love, all right? Skipper and I made love, okay, honey? But we did it to dream that it was you, honey. Because you see, Brick, you see, you son of a bitch, you ask too much of people. Of me, honey, of him, of all the poor damn unlucky sons of bitches that happen to love you. And there were a pack of them, Brick. There were a whole pack of them besides me and Skipper. You just ask too much of people who love you. Oh, you superior creature, you godlike being. So yes, Skipper and I made love, honey, to dream that it was you, both of us. And that is the truth, Brick, all right, there. There it is. Yes, it's the truth, honey, all right? I like the truth, Brick. What is so awful about it? Honey, I think that the truth is...
Skipper told me.
I told you too.
He told me first.
What difference does it make who told you first?
I got your wallet. I got your wallet. You didn't give me mine.
Look, girl.
What?
Rick.
Go tell everybody to come upstairs.
Rick, I cannot stop myself. I will go on telling you this for as long as I have time.
Hey, listen to your Uncle Brick. Go tell everybody to come upstairs. Now, you do what I say. Now, do what your Uncle Brick says.
It's got to be told, Brick. It's got to be told. All right, now, I understand, Brick. I get it. It was one of those beautiful, ideal things that they tell about in the Greek legends, huh? And you being you, how could it be anything else? Honey, and I guess that's what made it so sad, honey. That's what made it so awful, Brick, because it was a love, huh? A love that could never be carried through to anything, was satisfying or even talked about plainly.
Maggie, you got to
Brick,
stop
don't you understand, Brick? Don't you understand that I get it, all right, honey? I understand. I think it was noble. Can't you tell I am sincere when I say, honey, I respect it. My only point, Brick, the only point I'm making is that life has got to be allowed to continue on even after the dream of life is over. Oh, I remember. I remember. How could I forget it? I remember when we double dated in college, huh? Gladys Fitzgerald and I, and you and Skipper. But it was more like a date between you and Skipper, and Gladys and I were just sort of tagging along as if it was necessary to chaperone the two of you. I guess to keep up a good impression, you know, make a
Maggie,
good...
do you want me to hit you with this crutch?
Good
You know I
Lord,
can kill you with this crutch.
Do you think I care if you did?
A man has one true thing in life. My friendship with Skipper, and you're naming it dirty.
I am not naming it dirty, Brick. I'm naming it clean.
Not love with you, Maggie, but my friendship with Skipper, and you're naming it dirty.
Then you haven't been listening, honey, nor understood what I said. I am naming it so damn clean that it killed poor Skipper. All right, now I know you two had something incorruptible, all right? Yes. Something had to be kept on ice. Yes, Brick. And death was the only ice box where you could keep it.
Maggie, I married you. I
Brick,
married you, Maggie.
Brick,
if I was,
understand.
why would I marry you?
Brick, just let me finish now, all right? Now, Brick, I understand, all right? I know it was only Skipper that even harbored an unconscious desire for anything not perfectly pure between the two of you. But just let me skip ahead here now, all right? We married, right? We married the summer we graduated out of Jackson State, honey, and we were so happy, weren't we? We were blissful even. Honey, we hit heaven together every time that we loved. But that fall, honey, you and Skipper passed on wonderful job opportunities so you could keep on being football heroes. Pro football heroes even. You organized the Dixie Stars that fall so you could keep on being teammates forever. But something wasn't right about it, Brick. Me included, between the two of you. And then Skipper started hitting the bottle. And you got that spinal injury and couldn't play in the Thanksgiving game in Chicago and had to watch it from a traction bed in Toledo. I joined Skipper, Brick, and the Dixie Stars lost that game because poor Skipper was drunk. That night, Skipper and I went and we drank together. We got drunk all night in the bar of the Blackstone. And just when cool day was coming up, huh? We went to go outside to take a dizzy look at it. And when we got out there, I looked at Skipper and I said to him, "Stop loving my husband or tell him he's got to let you admit it to him, one way or another." And he slapped me on the mouth. And then he ran without stopping, I'm sure of it, all the way back to his room in the Blackstone. And then when I came to his door with my little scratch, like a shy little mouse, he made that pitiful, ineffectual little attempt to prove that what I said wasn't true. And in that way, I destroyed him, huh? By telling him that he and his world, the world he was raised in, yours and his, could not be told. And from then on, Skipper wasn't nothing at all but a receptacle for liquor and drugs. Who shot Cotton Robin, huh? I, with my merciful arrow. Brick, I see you missed me, honey, but I'm sorry now, Brick, just listen. I'm not trying to excuse my behavior, all right? Nobody's good, Brick. I don't know why people have to pretend to be good. I'm not good, Brick, but the rich, honey, the rich, the well-to-do, they can afford to respect those moral patterns. Conventional moral patterns, Brick. But I never could afford to do that, honey, but I am honest. Give me credit for that, will you, please? Born poor, raised poor, expect to die poor, unless I manage to get us something out of what happens when Big Daddy dies. But Brick, Skipper is dead. I am alive, huh? Maggie the cat is alive! I'm alive, Brick! I'm alive, honey! I'm alive, Brick! Little girl! Oh, little girl. Little girl, someone, well, your mother should teach you how to knock on the door before you come running into a room. Otherwise, people will think you lack good breeding.
Yeah. Why did Uncle Brick throwing on the floor?
I tried to kill your Aunt Maggie, and I failed. Little girl, give him my crutch.
Yes, honey, hand your uncle his crutch. He's a cripple. Broke his ankle last night jumping hurdles on the athletic field.
What were you doing jumping the hurdles, Uncle Rick?
Because I used to jump them, and people like to do things that they used to do even when they can't do them anymore.
Yes, all right, there. You hear, little girl? There's your man. So now go. Just stop that, you little no-neck monster! Stop that and get out of here, will you, please?
You're the shelter. You can't have babies.
You see, Brick? They even gloat about us being childless in front of the no-neck monsters. All right now, honey, just listen to me here, all right? I have been to a doctor, Brick, all right? A gynecologist, honey, and I've been completely examined. And he says there isn't any reason we can't have a child when we want one, honey. And this is my time by the calendar to conceive, Brick. Are you listening to me, honey?
I hear you, Maggie. But how on hell on earth do you think you can conceive a child with a man who can't stand you?
Well, honey, that's something I'll just have to work out. Come on back, Daddy. It's time to go to Brick's room. Here they come.
Well, I laid down last night, too tired to wait.